Good afternoon, friends. In this particular video of mine, first of all, I would like to go ahead and showcase to you as to how to add the function called .grid in order to add grids in the figure or the chart that I'm going to plot using Python. Number one. Number two, as to how to increase or decrease the I should say transparency of a graph plot. Either for the bar graph or the histographs or the lines that we draw, or using this one, so that I can understand that yes, what and how to proceed further with them. So here, I'm taking you through once again in Colab, wherein I will go ahead and import NumPy as NP, because I'm going to use certain functions and you will see what they are. Number one. Number two, import pandas as PD, and that is my second package. Now from pandas import, I'll be importing the series, because I'll be using series of numbers, number one, and creating a data frame, so that I can go ahead and save the series that I'm going to use it to plot my bar graph. And secondly, you will see that I'll be importing even matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. Now let me make it absolutely clear here. I'm not showcasing to you as to how to draw a bar graph. However, I'm just showcasing to you as to how to go ahead and draw the grid lines using the grid function. Okay, so that is the simple thing that I wanted to do. So here I have taken the series of the numbers as 13, 45, 56, 79 and 200. Number one. Number two, I'll go ahead and save it in create a data and frame, and that I'm calling it as the data. Now here you will see that once I have created it, I want a bar graph for it. Number one. Number two, how to go ahead and call in that particular function. So PLT is first of all to plot. That's what I'm going to use the package. I'm going to draw the bar graph. That's why it is bar. Now here I'm giving a range to it, so the length of the data also matters a lot for us. Apart from that, I'm using the data frame data. Now these are all the arguments of my function bar. Again, remember. Now color, I'm using royal blue. There is a cheat sheet which I'll showcase to you as to how the colors can be selected by either using the color names. You can do it, or there is a combination of alphanumeric wherein you can use them and you can retrieve the colors also. Lastly, there is something to do with this alpha value as a function, also as an argument in my function. Now what it is, I'll be telling you later on. Let me first of all go ahead and complete with this one. Now here you will see that once this has been plotted, alpha is there. Now what is alpha? Now remember that alpha values are introduced as a argument in my function. Reason being, it helps me to go ahead and understand what the transparency would be for plotting that particular graph, whether it is a bar graph, line graph, histogram, or later on donuts, or whatever I'm using. The transparency, the hueness is the one. Now that transparency can be adjusted, and that is being used by the alpha attribute. So we say that matplotlib gives us to adjust the transparency of the graph plot. It can be bar, histogram, all those things, using the alpha altitude. By default, remember that alpha is always equals to 1. In case you don't want the 1 to be there, you can go ahead, you can make it as 0.5, 0.7, 0.25, depending upon how thick the color you are looking for, or how light or the transparency you want for that particular color. Now let's see and understand as to how to proceed further. So you have got for the bar also alpha value. Now in order to add the grids, remember the argument for that, the entire function, the arguments would be color. This is the one. Line style, I'm picking it up as dash dash dash. Later on, when I'll be entering more in the advanced or the intermediate codes, I should say, there I'll show it to you as to how we can go ahead and we can change these things. Line width will be 2. Axis, I wanted it to start off from Y. In case you want X also, you can put a comma and you can write key the words axis equals to in single quotes X, and you will see that even on X axis the lines are drawn. Alpha, I'm making it as 0.7, and then I have asked it to go ahead and show it to me. So the coding would be plt.show, and this is how once I run, I will be getting this thing as my entire plot, and you can see that the grids have also come in. Now let me just showcase to you here only as to how to proceed further and check it out with the hueness, the transparency. Now here you will see that yes, the moment I change it to the alpha values, I can make it 0.5, 0.3, 0.2. It depends upon me as to what kind of colors is what I'm looking for, and accordingly I would be getting the transparency. I can go and take it as 0.1. It becomes very light color for that green color, and if I make it 0.9, you can see that it turns out to be a very thick color, I mean a very dark color of that particular green shade. So here you can, depending upon mera wala green color that you can choose using the alpha attributes out here. So I think I'm going to stop here, and let me come up with yet another video wherein I can showcase to you some more things regarding the graphs. Till then, thanks and take care. Bye.